So, as you may be well aware, money talks, bullshit walks. Why do I say that? Because white privilege needs to talk, not walk. If we're going to discuss reparations or disenfranchisement or making amends for past wrongdoings, then we absolutely must put a dollar amount on that or it is not actionable. We can't replace years spent in prison by making somebody else spend years in prison as a way to make up for those years. You can't monetize time. Attention and time exist, but they're very difficult to barter with. So why am I saying this? Because I've discovered a formula for what white privilege could be, and I want you to make up your own, okay? This is actually fun. So 50 Cent got shot 9 times. That's about 5.5 bar cents per shot. Each bullet he took was worth 5.5 cents. Let's call it 6 cents a bullet. Even though 6 times 9 would be 54 and not 50 cents. But nevertheless, that's how much a 50-cent bullet is worth. Now, I've taken a bullet, so to speak, metaphorically, by having to go to jail and losing my bladder control, essentially getting shot in the dick, my ability to have sex and sustain an erection, all that's gone because I was put in prison unjustly. But on my way out of prison, I sued for $80K. I made $80,000. The difference between me and 50 Cent is a difference of 80,000 to 0.5. So what is that ratio? Well, the ratio is simple enough. $160,000 for every dollar. That's the level at which my exchange rate, my white privilege getting cashed in, changed things at a rate of 160,000 to 1. Now, politically, it may be difficult to get $160,000 for each African American impacted by the slavery of their ancestors. But if you can trace your ancestry back to a slaving relationship that was condoned by the state, how much in reparations can we give you? Well, I've made some calculations. Let's say instead of 160,000 to 1, we divide that 160,000 by a neutral number that will not bias us for or against the parties involved. That number is 42. It's called the Douglas-Adams coefficient, and it's a good cure-all for mathematical woes. So what is 160,000 divided by 42? Now this one you got to get a calculator out for. I calculated it as, let's see if I've got it. $48,254. No, that's not it. Hold on a second. I should have prepared ahead of time. $38,095.23. Is that true? $38,095.23 is 160,000 divided by 42, I think. I did this without a calculator, but look, I'm just one man trying to make amends for white privilege that has been unfair to the black community in America. Would anybody turn down $38,095.23 as a reparations package? Is there anybody that couldn't accept forgiveness with that kind of financial incentive? Maybe some people would say, no, I don't accept your apology, and those people don't have to accept that money. But a legitimate reparations bill could have 38,000 or more, just less than 100 more than 38,000 given to it. So it would actually round up. So 38,095.24. So 24 cents. $38,095.24. Let's just round it out to 40,000. Because historically, black people were promised 40 acres and a mule. There were ways in which we tried to make amends after slavery was outlawed, except for, of course, outlaws who are always slaves in the actual injustice, which is breaking the rules versus not breaking them. But the rules have sometimes been you can't be black. Sometimes the rules have been grotesquely unfair, and breaking them was a matter de marche, unavoidable. So my point is just that 40K looks like a legitimate white privilege bill. White people owe that much to the descendants of slaves, 40,000. That's not that bad. 40,000 times, what do we have? 360 million, and then about 13% are African American. I don't know, 40,000 times whatever that number is, in order to make amends for historical injustice once and for all, so that we could actually close that chapter in the history books. Now, obviously, in order to do that, we got to also stop taking away people's rights and legalize things like cocaine or sex work, which disproportionately damages poor communities. But all of that is just politics. The 40K is economics, and it's a different issue, and therefore it might be something that we could find common ground in exploring. Anyway, this is just my thought. I hope that you enjoyed it. To explain my ambulance visit, my catheter bag sprang a leak, and just to, if you're watching the channel, you're wondering what that ambulance footage was about. While I was on the way and back from the hospital, I got to speak with some EMTs about their jobs and healthcare in general and health insurance. And as far as I can tell, it's Sanders' plan up and down the whole hierarchy. Everybody supports the idea behind Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All. So feel the burn, ladies and gentlemen. That's the man should be our primary winner and the next president of the United States. Take care. Goodbye.